many avenues to make money in retail, in food industry. There's lots of ways to sort of jump onto trends, to do things that people are expecting, anticipating, you know, and then reinvent yourself every 2 years and reinvest and, you know, reestablish more, you know, direction. But for us, the most important thing always has been and will continue to be really presenting something that is very unique. We have a niche of customers who absolutely adore what we do and they want our product. And more importantly, we're very true to who we are. We're not trying to be something else, you know. I have lots of customers who come in and ask for bagels, you know, all the time, but we're not a bagel shop. We don't make bagels. We make amazing bread and amazing pastries, and that's what we're passionate about. To do otherwise would be untrue. My name is Scott Adams. I am part owner of the French Baker Incorporated. Everybody here, ironically, is Francophone, except for myself, which is kind of always the funny thing, the French Baker, Anglophone. Because this company's always operated in the sense it's a real family. The vast majority of the employees that work here have been here for 10 years or longer. The vast majority are trained in France or have come from France or have lived in France or want to do French bread. The company itself encompasses the French Baker here, our main location on Murray Street. We also have a small retail location where we sell our bread and coffee in the Glebe on Bank Street. And then really tucked in the back of the bakery, behind all of the commercial equipment, behind all of the action, is a really small bistro that we've now operated for 12 years called Behne's Bistro. Really simply, we had some empty space that we weren't using in the back, and we decided to you know, carry the theme of the whole French Baker theme, which is bringing a bit of France to Ottawa. I love the open concept kitchen, for instance. The advantage of this is it really fully demands us to be accountable to the customer. I've been a chef in Ottawa for 25 years. I've worked in a lot of kitchens that, you know, are questionable at best. Here, there's nowhere to hide. We're a bistro, and that's what we are. We're nothing more. If tacos are really trendy, we're not doing tacos. We're a French bistro. Our brunch service is a little bit insane on the weekends, but it's good. I mean, that's what keeps us all going, to be honest, so we shouldn't really complain. The French Baker, Jerome Mantel, who is a master baker, who began the business, came to Ottawa, really disillusioned by, you know, the inability to get some of the products that he loved, some of the things that he thought were important to French culture. We live in a bilingual country. Ottawa is very much bilingual, and yet there wasn't really access to some of the traditional style French breads and pastries that he was accustomed to having. So being a master baker and training in Paris at some of the best schools, moved to Ottawa, established the French Baker immediately with a very strong brand of traditional French baked goods, no trendiness, just really sticking to the traditional way. This is essentially where everything begins. This is a proofer, so it's humidity, temperature control. This is the beginning of what a croissant would be. So this is called a pâton, and pâton is basically a basic dough that's been folded into layers, and that's really the secret in a croissant. We can roll the dough out, we'll stuff the butter inside, and then we'll roll it flat again. And then we make these sort of overlapping folds, and that's how you get all of those beautiful layers inside of the croissant. It's really just because of the butter. As the butter melts in the hot oven, it's all shocked into melting, releases steam, and that causes all of those layers to separate. This absolute giant monster of an oven, also Jerome, the original owner, imported from France, which to me is completely insane because you can see the size of it, it's massive. The base of it is all stone. And the advantage of that is it holds the heat. And so you get this really consistent sort of temperature and humidity, which is also incredibly essential good quality bread. So I mean, for me, this is kind of like what a nice croissant should look like. It's not crescent shaped, which is kind of one of those things everybody thinks because of all the crappy commercial bakeries. If you looked at a 400-year-old croissant, that's what it would look like. Everything is made in small batch. So if you come at 4 o'clock and there's no croissant left, we're not racing in the back to start making more croissant. We can't do that because it's a 2-day process. French bread is very specific because it's very simple. There's 3 ingredients essentially, and all of the flavor, all of the complexity, all of the texture, all of that really comes from the technique. We offer during the week 2 types of baguettes. We have a traditional baguette, which is a hand roll formed and shaped by hand. We also have a machine rolled. And the difference is substantial. The hand roll tends to be flaky and airy, what most people consider to be a really traditional baguette. And the machine rolled is a little bit more dense. It's great for sandwiches. It's great for, crostini or just to eat with cheese or whatever. Yeah, very, very, very different style breads, but both made from the same dough. So you can see just what a little bit of technique, you can get so much variation. And it's made every day fresh. People often wonder, like, when was this bread made? Well, the bakers go home and we open up the door. You're gonna taste, like, the baker's hands in the bread, the way it's been shaped. You're going to taste, the effort, the skill. All of our wheat and flour and ingredients that we use are 100% Canadian. We're really proud of that. There's some challenges adapting old recipes. For instance, our croissant, this is based on a 200-year-old recipe. Butter is very variable depending on where you get it. Humidity, fat content, all of those things, water content, really, can change the way. Bread's really amazing that way. It's alive, so you really have to treat it that way. People, in the city tend to be really trendy, and the industry kind of goes like a roller coaster, and there's peaks where you make lots of money and people are swarming you, and then 6 months later you're wondering where everybody is. And we're so fortunate that we're just kind of like on this really steady road. It's more important to me that not that the company profits or that I have a fancy car, or it's more important that we ensure that our 23 employees that work here have a job. A lot of business owners would be terrified at the prospect of status quo. For us, that is our brand. Status quo is everything that we are. If you're a tourist and you happen to go to Paris for a week and you want to find that that baguette or that macaron or that croissant that you had, and you want something like that, you can come here. But also, if you're just a lover of French bread, then you can come here every day. And we have both those types of customers. And it's not for everybody. We've always believed that. We're not trying to sell to everybody. That sounds very strange as a business owner. For our customers, it's, tapping on the baguette. What's it sound like today? They take it serious, and, so we do as well. We owe them that. And we believe in it. This is 400 years of tradition. And so it's pretty hard to argue that, it's not worth continuing.